Good day, everybody. Welcome back to the flight deck. We are sitting here in San Francisco about to carry on our tour of the world, basically. We are flying down the west coast of the U.S. at the moment, and we are currently heading from Seattle, Washington, down to San Francisco in California. Joining us today in the air is Kevin. He's across the way there in that Delta Airlines flying the A321 Neo. That's a new airplane for him. Usually he is in a 737, so interesting to see him switching over to an Airbus. We do have ATC up at the moment for the sector that we're in for Seattle. Nothing on the ground, but we will be calling him for clearance when we are ready to get up and running. But for the moment, let's hop on board the aircraft and we can start getting ourselves set up and ready to go. Alright, I just noticed I have a sound issue. Just give me a second here. And let's see if I can fix that. There we go. Sounds are back. Alright. So we'll get ourselves up and running here. Cockpit preparation is done. Parking brakes are set. Ground power is connected. Auxiliary power is now on. Batteries are coming on. And we can start the loading procedures.
Boarding requested.
Alright, back up top we go. We will turn on the adheres and get them aligning. Evac sign is set to Captain Purser. We'll turn on the cabin signs and we'll get our lights on. We're going to turn up the panel lights. Nav to system 1. Put the lights on outside so everyone knows the aircraft is now under power. Crew oxygen is on. Generators 1 and 2 are on and in fault. Cabin heat, we're going to turn that down a notch. Engine plate bleed and packs are on and in fault.
Do you want to board crew?
No, I do not.
Passengers boarding starting.
That's rather loud. Well, kill that caution. That's I don't know what that was. I was doing a flight yesterday. I was getting a lot of those left side stick errors, so hopefully that doesn't happen today. Emergency exit lights are now armed, indicating our icing indicator, standby compass lights are on. Cargo heat is set to cold. So we can come down and start doing our prep. First thing we're going to do, we'll come in here. Let's get our flight plan up. We're going to turn over here. We'll shut off this one so it's not drawn on our FPS. Import our flight plan. 42 minutes until we go. Ground services, everything is connected and we can hear moving outside. Blame Aer Lingus Virtual. Oh, yeah, okay. So today we've got 135 passengers. 2930 is our cargo load and 2787 is our fuel. What we're going to do is quickly come in here. We're going to instant load so we can get all our final numbers. We're also going to come over here, make sure the jetway remains connected. Thank you. And now we can start doing our, I'll get that door open again, our setup with all our numbers. Clear those. Nav data and everything is good. Let's get our flight plan going. Hey, Schneider Ramirez, hello. Welcome to the stream. Just going to do the resend load sheet there to make sure we get it. So we'll come over to Roger's side here. We're going to go into the ATSU and then AOC menu. We're going to go to our messages. There is our completed load sheet, our final, since we forced the issue. So here's our flight plan, KSEA to KSFO, that's San Francisco. Alternate is KSMF, I believe that's Sacramento, but I'm not sure. Today's flight number is UKV 5556. It's a tour, so we're on our standard VA number. Cost index of 25. Doing pretty good, pretty good. Flight level of 370 for our cruise. It's been a nice day today, so looking forward to the flight this afternoon. Alright, that's all looking good. We'll grab our winds. These are our climb and descent winds. Help the airplane calculate top of climb, top of descent. We can return back and we'll go to our init B page, which we can do since we have grabbed the numbers. So our 0 fuel weight is 57.8. We'll punch that in. Oh, good to hear. Thanks, Kevin. 32.2 is our center of gravity, so we'll get that entered in. We're going to grab our block fuel off the flight plan. Block fuel for today is 7.2 tons, and that is now entered in. Winds have updated, that is good, and we can head over to the flight plan. So I am predicting that we'll be departing off of runway 34 right. So we'll go into our departure. Runway 34 right off the Harab 6 departure. And our first point is ERAV. So we'll enter that. There we go. That's all entered in. Down in San Francisco, quick check of the San Francisco winds at the moment are 0 to 0 at 6. I know the standard is to come in over the bay side. So 28 left is what we're going to plan for on the Bodega 3 arrival. If that changes, then we will deal with it as we come down. So ILS 28 left on the Bodega 3 arrival. And we're coming in from Melback, which is a nice wine. Interesting, it must be up over the Sonoma area where that entry point is into the SID. We'll insert that, and that is good. I'm just going to get my charts ready for 28 left. And on our approach, it will be the ILS. And how are we going to go in? Let's see. I think we'll be going in via Archie. Let's take a look, just looking at the charts right now. Good enough. All right, so that is all entered in. We can pop up and we will go into plan mode just to confirm and take a look at it. He's closing? Okay. So there's our departure. We're going to take off. We're going to make a left-hand turn out. We're then going to be heading south down along the coast. And then as we come in for the airport, we're going to do some manual steering. But basically we're coming down to Bricks. We're then going to head out to Heman and Dovett, and that's okay. We'll do our manual steer at that point as we come down. So that is good. We can come to our performance now. Again, we have our final plan in. Alright, so coming over here, let's bring up our departure performance. We are at KSEA. We are taking off on runway 34 right. We'll enter that in. surface is dry. We will be flaps 1 and packs will be on. Final center of gravity and information is entered in. We will sync and we will calculate. And here are our numbers. 148, 148, 149. And I'm going to use these numbers here. I'm going to go back into B and change our numbers. So 30.3.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you? I'm doing good.
Oh, that's all right. So back to performance. So we are looking at 148, 148, 149. V1 and rotation speed are the same, and our minimum climb out speed is just 1 knot above that. It will be down 0.4 and a 68-degree flex. So it will be flaps 1, at 0.4 down on the trim, and a 68-degree flex. So that is now entered in. And that is good. So we can return here and we can send Roger over to our flight plan. Alright, so that is done. MCDU is set up. We're going to come over here and put in our cruise level of 370. There we go. Flight level 370 is set. Get our switches all set up here. So with that done, we can come back to our screen here. We don't need that one. We will need this one. Alright, fuel on board is looking good. Cargo doors are closed. Looks like it's just the final passenger is now coming on board. I'll grab the weather, put it into the chat so everyone can see. Winds currently 360 at 12. So we're going to have a nice breeze in front of us. Will we sink? I hope not. Sink where? What are you talking about, Kevin? No sinking going on here. 3016 is our altimeter today. So 3016. That is set. That is cross-checked. And we'll get it down here on the standby as well. There we go. Alright, so 122.8, the controller is now offline. Take a quick look outside. Everything is looking good. Seattle Terminal Skyways 5556 radio check.
That's 5.
Thank you. Alright, so we're sounding good. I think Kevin's got custom scenery for here. He's floating a little bit over there. Alright, so altimeters.
Air traffic Med 8 landing at Harborview Medical Center.
Oh, sounds like a medical chopper is up. We're going to be squawking at 2,000. We'll get our PWS and GCS are now online. We're just waiting for that final boarding to end. And we'll be ready to push back. I said we'll sink. I did. Oh, sounds like everybody is now on board. That is excellent. So what we can do is we can pop over.
We're ready to go when you are.
Thank you. Before we do that, though, what we are going to do is get the AEPU up and running.
Cabin crew, I'd like to welcome you aboard our flight. As you find your seat, be sure to place your larger carry-on items in the overhead bins and smaller items underneath the seat in front of you. If you have trouble finding a location for any of your carry-on items, please use the flight attendant call button over your seat.
Flight time today is just under 2 hours.
If the overhead bin is full, please make sure you close it as a courtesy to other passengers. please double check that all your items are put away so that the aisle is clear and other passengers can make their way to their
It's
seats.
currently 19
If you're in an
degrees down
emergency exit
in
row,
San Francisco.
Please leave exit seating responsibilities in the card in the seat back in front of you. If you're not able to comply
Oscar
with
41's
these actions,
been kidding.
please let a
Runway
flight
24.
attendant know so that way you can be reseated. Now's the time to get out any last-minute text messages if you need to, but we ask that once we depart from the gate, you put away any laptops or tablets. Thank you, and welcome aboard.
It's 45% on the APU. We're waiting for that to get up to 100 so we can access the generator and the bleed so we can disconnect from the ground power and get ready to go. Company message just popped up, so let's see what they want. It's probably just another final thing here. So we'll just accept that.
Alaska 481, Seattle traffic, taxiing to the north ramp via Kilo Bravo.
And we can go back to our flight plan. Alright, so the APU is available. Ground generators are online. APU bleeds are now online. So we're going to come up top now after a few seconds. But we'll disconnect the external power. They can pull the chocks, pull the external power, close the door, and remove the jetway. There she goes. And we're going to slip over here and we'll go to my flight.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard flight 55.
So altimeter set, transponder set, that's done. Fuel boarding, APU master, APU is on, bleeds are on, external power is disconnected. Take off that as set, 148, 149. FCU is set, flight directors are on both sides. Radios 122.8 are set. Beacon light coming on.
Flight attendants, please prepare cabin for departure and cross-check.
Fuel pumps are on. And it's call for push. We're going to go tail to our left, nose to our right. That should put us around on this line back over here. Hopefully not interfere with cabin.
We are ready for pushback.
Oops, that door opened up. Let me pop back in. I've had that happen before. Don't want those issues again. I did it when I toggled the thing, so you gotta remember you
Departure checks
don't
complete.
have to hit the door
Flight
when
has
you
been
hit the
inserted.
button there. There comes the tug. Lemon Wolf, hello. Welcome. So again, we're going to be going nose to the right, tail to the left.
Locking gear.
Seattle traffic, this is 5549, we're taxiing to holding point Bravo, runway 24 right, correction 34 right. We're going to be taxiing by the north and past Bravo.
Release parking brakes, please.
Seattle traffic bus 41, enter Bravo 5, shut down
Release parking brakes, please.
Saddle area traffic, Skyways 5556, gate Delta 5, push and start, facing west.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, we are pushing back. Pumps are on, APU is on. Wow, that was interesting. Initial mode selector to start, starting engine number 2. Just gonna watch and see where he's pushing us. There's Kevin taxiing out. We're gonna taxi via Bravo. Now there's technically on custom scenery, I'm assuming there's 3 lines here. It shows on the charts. It looks like he's pushing us to what would be the
Please set parking brake.
either the orange or the blue line, but
Waiting your confirmation for a good
not
engine
entirely
start.
sure. Starting engine number
If we need to
1.
evacuate the aircraft, there is lighting on the floor to guide you towards the exit. In the event that the cabin loses pressure, an oxygen mask will drop right in front of you. Start the flow of oxygen, pull the mask towards you. Place it firmly over your nose and mouth and secure the
Air
mask to stay on
traffic,
the front
be
head.
advised for craft
Tighten the strap if
operating
necessary and
to east
breathe
of the field
normally.
extremely
Although the
low.
bag does not
I'm going to be
inflate,
crossing
oxygen is flowing
towards
into
the
mask.
numbers.
If you are traveling with a child or someone who requires
3.
assistance, secure your mask first and then assist others.
It's
You can respond until a member of the crew
Force,
advises you it's
to
safe
avoid
to
traffic.
In the unlikely
Medevac
event of a
helicopter.
water landing, a life vest is located in a pouch under your seat or between the armrests. When instructed to do so, open the plastic pouch and remove the vest. Flip it over your head. Wrap the straps
There's the
around
bus.
your waist and buckle at the front. Pull the strap to tighten. To
Kinda
inflate the
stabilizing
vest,
at
pull firmly
18.
on the red cord only when exiting the aircraft. If your life vest does not inflate automatically, blow into the mouthpiece.
All right,
for
we'll tell them we got a good
manual
engine start.
Vest
We have a
is
good
equipped with
engine
whistle
start.
and light.
You can
If
disconnect.
necessary, your
Unlocking gear.
as a secondary flotation device. Pull the cushion
All right,
from the
and the
seat,
engine
put
is
your
available.
arms
So up
into the
top, we
strap,
can
and
take a
tuck
look.
the cushion.
Generators 1 and 2 are both
Once again,
on,
all
no
devices must
faults.
be in airplane mode, and
Ignition
your
mode
larger
selector
devices
will
must be
go
turned
to
off and stowed
normal.
at this time. Please securely stow your
Probe
personal
heats are in
items.
auto.
Make sure
NTS
your
not required.
seatbelts are
Packs
fastened
1 and
into
2
fasten
are
cables
on
in full
and
upright
no
position.
faults.
We remind you that this
Coming
is a
down, we will go
non-smoking flight.
flaps
Tampering
1
with,
plus
shaving,
F.
or destroying the smoke detectors located in the
Trim is going to be
laboratory by
04
law. All
down.
of this information and more can be found in the safety card located in the seat back
Rolling
in
the
front
trim
of you.
wheel
Please
forward.
just reading this and letting a cabin member know if you have any
04
questions.
down.
Thank you for flying with us again, and we
Flight
hope you enjoy your
controls.
flight.
Full left, full right, neutral,
Tow
full
truck
forward,
disconnected.
full
Bypass
back,
pin removed.
neutral, left rudder, right rudder, neutral.
Left is clear.
Tug
Right
is
clear.
pulling away. APU bleeds are off. APU is off. FCP is set. Engine instruments are checked and all green. Tiller is now engaged. Auto brakes set to max. Ground spoilers are armed. And TO config checked. No blue. There's our guy. Shows us the pin. We give him a big thumbs up. He's going to give us a wave, and there we go. We are good to go. Settle area traffic, Skyways 55, 56, taxiing runway 34 right from the north ramp via Bravo to holding point Bravo 34 right, Seattle. All right. These brakes are off. Power forward.
Med 8 is hovering to the east of 3-4 right for the departing Delta, and then we'll cross the field.
Must be waiting for Kevin.
Delta, thanks. Let me know. We'll be taking position there now shortly for Delta 3549.
You'll see me just over the Alaska hangar.
Looking for you now. Thanks, minute.
I'm about your 5 o'clock. I'm waiting for you.
And just the mid is we're not seeing you, but it's probably to do with our render distance. So we'll be taking position there and departing immediately on the Haddock 6 departure for the 3549.
Yeah, helicopters don't show up in TCAS.
That's right.
Alright, so we should be able to see Kevin departing in a second. Here's Whiskey line. We're going to the outer one, which is the Bravo line. We've been studying last week. Haven't had a chance to fly, but did some cargo hauling on ATS today. Oh, that's good. Looks like we have a Alaska doing a pushback. And there goes Kevin. And there's the helicopter. He's just coming over the Alaska Airlines there. There's the chopper. I'm not sure if he's showing up.
Med 8 clear of the Bravo taxiway for departing traffic.
I see him there.
Seattle traffic, that's 3549. We are through 1,300 on the Hello 6.
Alright, we're going to taxi by the Alaska here.
The cabin is ready for takeoff.
Cabin's ready to go. We're heading all the way down to the Bravo hold point. We'll take the whole runway. There's the Alaska. There'll be a little slight jog here, and then we will be at the hold point. We are in idle. We're rolling pretty good. Hey, Dead SDK. Good afternoon. How are you today? All right. Here's the hold point coming up. So we'll get ourselves ready to go. This is the Bravo hold point. So brakes are set. So V speeds are set 148, 149. FCP is set. Nav data has been checked. Radios are on 122.8. They are checked. Nose light to takeoff. Strobe lights on. I don't know why that wasn't in taxi mode. Probably just because I forgot to do it. Turn off lights are on. Landing lights are on. Transponder is set mode C. TCAS is TARA. Weather radar is system 1 and on. Runway is confirmed.
We've just had a big sim freeze there, so we're kind of approximately around Wirral. We'll advise when we're back up.
Seattle area traffic skyways 5556, taking position, runway 34 right. Alright, brakes are off. There's the Alaska still back there. Alright, let's get into position. Get ourselves ready to go. Looks like Kevin had a sim freeze, so who knows where he is going to pop up. Just keep an eye for him. Been using a program, VATSim radio. Yeah, it's really cool. It makes a difference with real pilots, and when you got controllers that know what they're doing, it's pretty good as well. It's one of the reasons I like flying with VATSim. It just adds some things. It can be pretty hectic. We've flown a couple of events in the past when all the positions are manned and there's hundreds of airplanes, and man, does that get pretty intense at times, but it's worth the sweat when you're all done at the end. Alright, we are lined up and set and ready to go, so we're going to start the clock. Engines coming to 40%. Seattle area traffic skyways 5556 departing 34 right on the Harub 6 departure. Alright, brakes released. Takeoff power set, Manflex 68 degrees, SRS runway enabled, auto thrust blue.
And Seattle Delta 3549, we are back up. We are currently 3.2 miles at home, passing through 9,600 for the Hello 6 departure.
There's Kevin ahead of us there. You can see his lights. And V1 rotate. It's positive rate. Gear up. Speed brakes disarmed. Now we have a continual route out. So once we're through 1,000 feet, we'll go right on to autopilot. There we go. Autopilot's on. And we're going to head up, and then we're going to be making a couple of left turns as we head out towards the Harrop intersection. Beautiful day out here in Seattle. Usually cloudy or foggy, but not today. And thrust lever climb. Climb power set. So positive rate gear up, autopilot is on. Flaps, we are waiting for S speed as we nose down for acceleration. There's S speed, we'll go flaps up. Altimeters won't change until 18,000 feet, or close to it, since we're going to be climbing straight through. We have no climb restrictions on the departure. And everything is looking good. Just keeping an eye out for Kevin. The World settled area traffic, skyways 5556 over the World, waypoint 5,000 feet on the Harrop 6 departure, last call for Seattle. We're settling into a nice arcing curve around the water here. Kevin is 3549, I believe. Is that his call sign? Yes, it is. So I can see him on VATSim. And we're just going to keep an eye. Alright, so there's 8,000 feet, so turn off lights, taxi lights can come off. We had a little bit more cloud when we flew in here last week. Heading out towards Brem. And then we got a bit of a longer haul after that down to Harrop. Or Harrop. There it is there. So we should reach cruise altitude just after that. Just 10,000 feet.
You can now turn on your larger portable
Landing lights are off.
devices. As a reminder, please keep your seatbelt fastened while
As soon as we come around and make the turn, we will release the cabin in the back and let everyone out doing their thing. It's some sea traffic down there, water traffic. There's that's Everett Field, where they make the Boeing aircraft. And there is Seattle International. You can see how close together they are. Easy to get confused between the two of them, especially if you're doing a visual approach. There's somebody just took off. That's that Alaska. Not making any radio calls. Anyway, we're leveled out now. Seatbelts can come off in the back. We're going to keep climbing out. I do not have Kevin on TCAS. But it looks like he's high enough in the air. He is now starting to put out some contrails. So there he is there. So we do have visual. I I don't think I have whiskey in there, Dead SDK. Try Scotch. Or I think I have bourbon as well. It's a little bit more specific than just whiskey. Alright, so let's get the map up. And then we'll get the chat resized so it's out of the way. There we go. Yeah, we have a visual. Alright, I think, let's get rid of that, and I think that is the closest we want to go, yep. So, there we are. Enjoy your whiskey. Last time I was in Scotland, well, the last 2 times I've been in Scotland last year, I picked up a couple nice bottles of cask strength, so it's like 56% alcohol, small batch. Oh, I think they're 18 years old. Very nice. I didn't see. Did the animation come up? Sometimes I hear something if it does.
Yes, traffic, this is 3549, we are overhead Harrow. Turn time to flight at 350 for our final cruise. And what's going to find for information, we will be cruising at Mach 78.
So will I, 7-8. Alright, so we're going to switch over to our standard pressure now as we pass through 18,000. Oh yeah, it looks like the animations are coming up. Sometimes it doesn't. I just didn't catch that one, so I wanted to check. I clicked on the thing again. No, stop clicking on things. Why does it keep popping those up? This is annoying. Let's I'm gonna import this route. I'm gonna hide that. Oh, go away. I just want to see if one of those information things pops up again, because I don't know why it's doing that. As you can see, we're making turns as we start to come in towards the coast. There we go. So we've now exited. Well, we're not quite off it yet, but we're at the main point that it's named after. The exit point is actually at ERAV, or E-Rave. But that's us through 22,000. We're on our way up to 37,000 feet, and we will be cruising along. So we'll take up a position over on the window on the right side of the aircraft, so we can keep an eye on the coastline as we fly down. We'll throw in the entertainment, drinks. You can see the drinks are already flowing. Food's available as well from the galley, and you are welcome to enjoy. So we're going to take up our seat here as we look out. I'll bring up the entertainment. I will be in the chat, so we will see you there. And sit back, relax, enjoy. we'll be back for the briefing on our arrival for San Francisco. Talk to you soon.
Carry you from stem to stern.
It's all right. No one else can shoot that close and mean it. All
Aren't you forgetting something?
You robbed me and you'll regret it.
Well, I never went in for robbing the passengers, but it ain't a bad idea. Here, you, tie that on my saddle. Keep 'em up.
I'd get back in that line if I was you, son.
Let's take his fifth. You don't want to take a pot shot at him.
Now, let go.
Get in there. Let's get out of here. We don't want to see you all day. He might come back. You there!
I don't know what's the matter with my muffins. Lately, they don't seem to puff up right.
Not bad, sausage again.
I ain't hungry.
What's wrong?
I just can't eat my own cooking. I lose my appetite.
You know, pickings are pretty slim in this part of the country.
Yeah, and after us waiting for 2 hours for that stage to come by.
Bellum.
Jack Bellums, that's his name. I told you I'd seen that young fuzztail somewhere before.
Where was it?
I disremember.
In a few moments, we'll be starting our in-flight service.
Well, I didn't get a real plain look at him. He's one of them mean kind of look.
Where was it?
Caliber
Premium
or
drinks
something.
are available for a small charge. If you wish to make an additional
Well, he's been
purchase,
to prison,
please
eh?
note that we only accept credit
Well,
cards.
he always was an ordinary little brat. Say, I thought you always claimed that the law never caught up with you.
I was only there visiting a friend. Say, how'd you come to know him?
And his dad was the foreman of my ranch before he hit the trail. Last I heard of him, he was still running it. I wonder how old White Slide's ranch is getting on it.
You ain't aiming to go back.
Well, 20 years on the trail has altered my looks considerable.
Got a murder charge hanging over.
Oh, they never remember me. Yeah, I got a hunch to go back and kind of look around.
Well, if you got a hunch, I know we ain't going back. Your hunches never led to nothing but trouble. I'd like to meet that sheriff that chased us up north here. He's to blame for all this.
Vegas, all right. Let's have it.
There ain't much to tell, Sheriff. Just busted in out of nowhere.
Hello, Mother. Oh, it was terrifying. He robbed all of us. Merciful heaven. Mr. Sheriff, I had $3 in my purse.
Nobody cares about that. Sheriff, we're looking for you to get these men.
Well, that happened more than 30 miles down the trail. Ain't my habit to crowd in on another sheriff's district.
Sorry, Folsom. We did all we could.
Find Kramer. Tell him I want to see him.
Sheriff, we're thinking that this may explain the losses we've had in our cattle. Well, from what I hear, Pecos Bill, if If he had an outfit working your cat, you wouldn't think so. You'd know so.
You looking for me?
You know I had money coming in on that stage?
None of our boys done it. It must have been Baker's bill, like they say.
Land him leaving us on the short end, ain't it? Well, if you think it's so funny, it'll be your job to see that he stays clear of these parts. Yeah.
Hello, Jack.
Golly. Why, I didn't know you. You look so different.
You've changed, too.
Is my old man here?
He asked me to meet you.
I guess he knew who I'd want to see first. I've got a surprise for you. Brought it all the way from Denver. Don't you want to look at it?
Well, suppose we wait until your father...
Oh, no. This is between you and me.
It's lovely.
Put it on. It's yours. I've been thinking about you, Polly, ever since I went away. Now you're even prettier than I thought. What's wrong? You haven't forgotten, have you?
Well, you've been away so long, it'll take us a while to get acquainted again.
Somebody sure is in a hurry to get to the ranch.
What do you think you're doing?
Part of my job to look out after the horses. You near run the life out of them.
This is Will's mower. Your father put him on as foreman at the ranch after you left.
Well, get back on the job. Don't be butting into other people's business.
See you later, Collie.
All right, Will.
I'm sure glad you're home. Hi, Dad. Well, we've been looking forward to this, haven't we, Collie?
You two will have a lot to talk over.
I missed you, son.
She know where I've been.
Nobody knows around here.
There's that foreman that's making her act so skittish.
There's nothing serious between them.
Oh, yeah?
Collie's a strange girl. And deep. You just keep a close rein on that temper of yours. It'll work out. Did you see Folsom while you were in town?
No, and I'm not going to. I told you that I'm riding straight from now on.
Why, there's Big Tom Hudson and Hobble Jake. Keep going. Go on, get up, get up.
What are you stopping here for?
Listen, them fellas could get us took on here as regular hands.
Where'd you know?
Well, it just slips my mind for the minute.
Yeah?
But we was thicker than thieves.
Come on.
Well, there's a little jail down to Cripple Creek. I just happened to be passing there one day.
Any jail you ain't been in.
I never been north of Montana. Come on, let's go back.
No, I got a better idea. Hey. Hello, boys. I just rode up from El Paso County. Have you heard anything of a couple of men going by the name of Hobble Jake and Big Tom Hudson? What'd you want them for? Rustling? Bank hold up down by Cripple Creek?
Names don't mean anything to me.
Come by here, we'd sure know about it. Well, I heard they was up this way somewhere. I reckon I'll take a look around. We'll keep our eyes skinned.
You can count on it.
All right, boys. I'll keep in touch with you. He's got Deputy Sheriff written all over it.
I'd know the breed anyway.
What about our belongings?
You can go back if you want to. I'm getting out of here.
Like we got regular jobs cut out for us now, Frosty.
It's sure going to be great lolling back, tasting somebody else's cooking for a while.
Boston? Yeah. Billings, couple of men here to see you. Well, here we go. Whole hog or none.
Whole jackass is more like it. Howdy.
What are you selling?
Nothing. We do fancy leather work, blacksmith and horse doctor, men's saddles and old harness. Do a little fancy carpentering and masonry. I have been known on occasions to pull it too.
What's your name? I'm Red Johnson. Ever worked for this section before? I wouldn't surprise me now. You'll find some busted harness down by the stable. Fix it up and you can sit in with the boys for supper.
It's a deal.
That outfit's a mighty poor recommendation for a couple of harness workers.
Yeah. Get out. Wow.
Hobble, Jake, and Hudson hightailing it down the road.
They said they'd cut their string.
Didn't tell me about it. They ain't even collected their month's pay yet.
That's what I told them, but they said they heard of a gold strike.
That tightwad wouldn't even let us in on it. Wouldn't tell us where it was.
Well, looks like we'll have to hustle our own food for a while. Can any of you boys cook?
I'll take a turn at it.
I've tasted your food.
Not for me.
Well, I'll leave to you boys to rustle up a meal between you.
Hello there.
Howdy, ma'am.
Dad wants to see you up at the house as soon as you're finished.
Well, that'll be right soon, ma'am.
And I'll see if I can't find some more work around the place for you.
Yes, thank you. What's want us for supper? Gosh, it's going to be good to get my lip over somebody else's cooking. Pretty girl, ain't she?
If pretty don't have, tell her.
Hey, you ain't taking a fancy to her.
You might say that.
Why, you mangy old mosshead, you're old enough to be her father.
Yeah, I reckon I am.
Hey, wait a minute. Didn't you tell me one time something about your having a daughter?
I don't remember.
Well, dagnabbit, if a man has a daughter, he remembers it, don't he?
Here, what's going on here? Look at the mess you've made. Clear out of here, all of you. Come on. I don't know what I was thinking of. Get out, get out. Here. One of you men turn out to be it.
No, neither one of us can cook worth a hang.
You're too modest, Frosty. One of the best grub wranglers in Colorado.
Then pile in and get busy.
I ain't rode herd on a cook stove for quite a spell. Oh, well, it may be a laughing matter to you. You know, doggone well I can't eat my own cooking.
Mighty fine chuck you throw, partner.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, those biscuits.
Them's muffins. What about them?
Never ate better. What's the idea of the shooting irons? Jack come home today. Ain't you seen him? Yeah. Johnson.
You know anything about hounds?
Well, I know something about humans. Dogs and men have got a lot in common.
Can you handle guns? Well, that looks like you got a job. You can take over the pack and clean out the wild game around here. Mountain lion, wolf, and coyote.
Well, I don't take the steady work.
Your partner's a top hand at cooking. I'll put you both on and pay extra. $45 a month.
That kind of money's hard to turn down. I reckon we'll stay.
Then it's settled. I'll show you the doghouse. Found something of yours.
Yes, I know. I've been meaning to talk to you, Will.
I had a feeling you would.
How's the roundup coming?
Thought you had something to say to me.
Well, I don't know how to begin. It isn't easy.
I guess not.
Oh, but it isn't what you think.
I've been looking everywhere for you, Connie. Hope I didn't break anything up. Found them down at the bar. What are you boys doing in town?
We was run off the ranch.
Deputy came after us from down south. We won't waste much time looking for you. We better ride up to Buffalo Canyon hideout for a few days. Oh, say, wasn't that young Bellins came in on the stage today? Drove in this morning. Well, White Slides Ranch ought to be about ready for calling. Yeah, that range is downright crowded. Ain't near enough to feed for all them cattle. All right, boys, let's ride in there and split them up.
Morning, Red. I'd be careful going in there if I were you.
Oh, they're not as mean as they look. That's just mistrust. They'll get over that when they find I don't mean to hurt them.
You don't beat dogs.
It's not the way to get along with animals.
I stopped coming to see them because someone was always mistreating me. That one's King.
Yeah, she's a beauty. I figured she was leader of the pack.
You do know a lot about dogs, don't you?
Yeah, her blood's too rich. Makes her high-strung. Would you hold her for me for a minute? So she don't run over me when I go to feed her? You'll have to learn manners.
And win her over, they'll all make friends with you.
Your help, it won't take any time at all.
Something wrong here.
That's what I've been thinking. Alley's coming up short.
We were due for a heavier gather on this range.
You reckon there's been rustling?
Well, the only outfit in these parts that haven't been. I've been looking for it to start. You hold them right here.
What's up?
Somebody's cut a slice out of our herd.
What do you figure the loss?
Alex, 200 or 300 head short.
Well, there's nothing unusual about that. With a herd the size of ours, wild animals and local weed can account for it.
I don't see it that way. I'll take a couple of the boys and have a look around.
You'll do nothing of the kind. I don't want you busting into the roundup. Johnson here's taking over the hounds. He'll put a stop to our losses.
You're the boss. You've got your work cut out.
Yeah. What makes you think somebody's on the rustle?
I've never seen animals grow big enough to carry away 200 head of stock in one night.
I see you got right down to work. What's sticking in your craw? I suppose it's news to you that the rustlers have been cutting in on our herd.
You got the saddle on the wrong horse, Dad. I told you that was the cap post.
I'm holding you to that. It sure don't add up right.
The old man must have his reasons for making somebody a present of all those cattle.
Yep.
Yeah, that's a fair middle-looking horse you got there. What's his name?
Spot.
Suppose you get another horse out of the stable. I think I'll ride it.
I don't lend my horses.
You own him?
Well, I never bought him. I raised him from a colt and broke him. I guess he belongs to White Slides.
Well, seeing as how this ranch belongs to my father, I'd make him mine.
I've got a roundup to take care of, and I need this horse.
You know, it might interest you to know that I'm taking over the job as foreman around here.
It sure does.
What's the idea?
You may own a horse, but this saddle cost me $60. Now, let's see if you can ride it.
You keep out of this.
Can't you see he ain't packing the gun?
I aim to from now on.
I'll let it pass this time. I'm giving you notice. You won't last long around here.
I got a hunch you won't either.
Much obliged, Johnson.
Well, I don't ordinarily horn in on another man's play. Looks to me like the cards are set.
Yeah, it does, huh?
You ain't aiming to pull up stakes, are you?
He's trying to rawhide me. I start the job and I'll finish it. I'll wait till after the roundup's over.
I stow your gal's ranch, let me hands quick and clean.
I can't let you do that.
No trouble at all. Just watch them kittles like get back.
They won't get us anywhere.
Kills them deader than any gun.
Oh, that potato peeler away. You've got to figure out some way to get that ranch in the girl's hands for keys.
Well, ain't there some record or deed or legal flapdoodle you can dig up?
Wait a minute.
Looks like Bellon's got us coming and going, don't it?
Well, there's one thing we can do. We can keep them from rustling this ranch blind. And if Bellon's won't do anything about it, maybe we can. Well, look who's here. Want to talk to Fulton? Been looking for you to come around. Hello. Come in. Your man raided White Slides last night. Now, don't get excited. You'll get your usual cut. I didn't come here for a cut. This rustling's got to stop. Well, that's too bad. I had an idea it was just getting started. You try it again and I'll call in the sheriff. That'd be good. A man with your record yelling for the law. I've served out my time. Yeah, but there are plenty more cops against you they don't know about. There's no use trying to get out. Nobody's found their way yet.
My old man sure had you paid right, folks.
Share the view with you?
There's lots of them. Dogs will certainly take them.
Worried?
No, just thinking. Things sometimes look a lot clearer up here.
The boys tell me that you're set for marrying Jack Bellon.
Not exactly. I feel sorry for him. He'd always had such a quick temper, and I think I could help him.
Well, human beings are a lot like dogs. Sometimes a kind word will bring them around. Others just so bad that nothing can help them.
I keep feeling that he may be able to straighten himself out. I hate to disappoint his father. After all, he has brought me up.
Well, you've got something else to think about. What about Wells?
You've picked up a lot in the short time you've been around here, haven't you?
Well, outsiders can often see things a lot plainer.
I don't know about Wells. He's never come right out and said anything. I'm not sure that he loves me. I'm not even sure I love him. What is love?
Love is?
That's no answer.
Well, I reckon real love is a lot like the feeling a father has for his daughter.
You've been married.
She was a third thing. Just like you.
I don't know.
Ain't got quite the right mix yet. It's hard to tell when it got in enough bacon powder.
You ever tried tasting one?
I thought of that.
That's it.
What's it?
Talk. Here. You better stay here.
Oh, you ain't going without me.
You might be missed.
Oh, the heck with it. Some people get all the gravy.
Somebody's a come. That's Baker's Bill. What could he be doing here? That's coming from the west range.
I told you there was rustling going on. Come on, boys, let's go.
After us for? Blamed if I know. Hey, looks like the whole outfit's covered. There's one of them. Take a field. Come on, let's get.
Drill.
What's eating you, Wills?
No use stalling, Pecos. I got you cold. Get moving.
Now, wait a minute, Wills. We're both on the same side of the fence. I was after the rustlers when you busted in. Look out!
What's out here, Pecos? What'd you spoil my aim for?
Now, Wills here's got things twisted. I didn't want him to get hurt.
Well, it's him or us now that he knows who we are.
You're through any way you look at it. Doesn't matter what you do with me.
I'm not so sure of that. You may not care about yourself, but I'm gambling you're willing to help Collie.
What's she got to do with it?
I wouldn't tell you even now. But I got some unfinished business here at White Slides. Now, you sit down. Did you ever hear of Ben
Nothing good about him. He was Collie's father and ran out on her when she was a kid.
He was run out. He and his partner started this ranch. The partner was murdered. He was blamed for it. He's been dodging the law ever since.
Are you trying to say you're Collie's father?
Are you trying to say he ain't?
Well, then how'd Bellins get this ranch?
It was my fault. I left my family and everything in his care.
If that's true, Collie doesn't know anything about it.
I'm hoping she'll never have to.
If you're talking straight, I'll go to the law and prove it. I'll keep your name out of it.
It's not as easy as that. There's no record of ownership. I doubt if there's anybody around here that even remembers the real story.
All adds up. Bellins doesn't own this ranch. That must be why he didn't want me to go after those rustlers.
That's what I'm working to find out.
I'll back you up.
Sorry I took a cut at you, Bells. I wasn't aiming to kill you, though. I was just gonna kinda pin your ears back, maybe.
Well, here's the spot. Come on, boys.
Come.
Time for the outfit that's raiding our stock. My losses don't amount to much. Maybe not, but I've lost over 500 head in the last 2 years. Now, this lead on Pecos Bill is the first real break we've had.
Maybe we'd better ride out and look around. Might pick up some tracks.
There was some shooting on the West Range. I'll show you.
All right, let's get going.
If they're looking for Pecos Bill, I reckon I better change my outfit. They'd never know me this way.
Gonna start things humming?
Well, I've spotted the rustlers' hideout. I've got to get that posse up there some way, and chasing me is as good a way as any.
Yeah.
No, you better stay here, Frosty. Somebody might miss you.
Oh, miss. Hey, get away from there, scat! Doggone you dogs. Them would have been the best muffins I ever made.
I never see so many cayuse tracks in all my life. Hey, Sheriff, look.
Right, men? That thing!
All right, let him up. They're after Pecos.
I ain't gonna miss this.
Wait a minute. Maybe a trick. You boys stay here with a herd.
Wills.
Are you all right?
Sure. If that posse keeps going, they're going to run right into the rustlers' hideout.
Yeah, they may be back here, too. Take my horse and get out.
How about you?
You're not looking for me. Now, come on, get. Cool.
Must have doubled back. He's the slipperiest rider I ever seen. Can't see any tracks.
He must have turned back. He must be hiding out somewhere.
Come by here.
He couldn't have got by here without me seeing him. I was riding up to join you. Broke my stirrup and took a spill. Horse likely still left. Well, I'm on me.
You men keep your eyes open. No telling where he might have ducked it.
Thought you said you lost a stirrup.
I must have figured wrong.
You sure did.
You're gonna gut about this.
Oh, me?
Well, that came from the barn.
Careful, boys. It might be Pecos.
What's the matter with you?
You gone loco? I caught him trying to cover up. Look at those stirrups.
He's right. They're not broken.
He helped Pecos get away.
Let me do that, man.
Why did you try to throw us off the trail?
Just what do you know about Pecos Bill?
Come on. You can't lie out of this.
I have nothing to say.
Afraid I'll have to place you under arrest until you make up your mind to speak out.
You're one of the best punchers I ever had. I hate to think that you've been playing in with a rustler.
Oh, Will, you've got to say something.
Come on. I'll dress that wound for you when we get to town.
He'll talk. We're not letting this chance get by.
I guess he don't stack up so high with you now.
In some ways, I'm glad this happened. At least I know what to expect from you.
Hello, ma'am.
Hello, Frosty.
Did you see Wills?
Yes, I saw him. But he still won't say anything. Not even to me.
How's the feeling in town?
Well, that's what worried me. The ranchers have lost a lot of cattle, and I'm afraid they'll take it out on him.
Well, I got a hunch things ain't as bad as they seem.
Well, I don't know why, but just your saying that seems to help. But I still can't see how
Quit
they'll...
it. You're crowding your troubles too hard. They'll work out all right.
Thanks. I hope so.
First time I ever knowed you to have a hunch that promised good to anybody.
We've got to get that boy out of jail. Things ought to be about ready now.
You can count on me to get 6 posse members and 2 deputy sheriffs.
It'll take an army to bust that jail open.
Well, and what you aiming to do?
I'm leaving that in your hands.
In my hand? Oh. Where I come from, we know how to deal with cattle rustlers.
We've got law in this town. Sheriff Burley will handle that young Will.
Oh, the law is powerful slow swinging into action. We don't want this town overrun with outlaws and bandits, do we?
Well, that's right, too. We ought to show Pecos Bill and his outfit just where we stand.
You let one man off and there'll be no peace for us law-abiding citizens.
Somebody's going to pay for the money I lost on that stage. The honest time we done something about.
We ought to get a fair trial.
Well, he's had plenty of time to talk.
Ah, come on, let's make an example of him.
on you. Don't you come any further.
Put it on the knee. Here, you are. Not a bad jail for a town of this size.
Come on, hurry it up there. Get a move on you.
We need a lower limb.
Yeah, let me do that.
Now, maybe we better not be hasty about this now. We're giving you one more chance to speak up. Where is Hiccup Mill?
Let her go.
No, now, wait a minute. Now, wait, no. Have you got any last requests to make?
All right, Kramer. Stretch him. Hold it!
Take those ropes off him. I'll be waiting for the first man to follow. And you better come shooting.
I can't stay here. It's too risky for you.
It won't be for long. I just saw an old friend of mine, Cap Folsom.
How does he fit in? He runs a hotel in town.
Well, I've got a notion he runs something else than that around here, unless he's changed considerable since the last time I saw him.
That would make him a rustler.
Things are beginning to shape up all right.
Where are you going?
I got a call to make.
I suppose I'd be missed if I went alone.
Holly, I want to talk to you. I think I've got a right to give you some advice.
Well,
Aren't you being a little unfair to Jack in all this?
I'm sorry, but my mind's made up.
You'll find you're making a big mistake.
Seeing that you're on the move for advice, fellas, I got some for you. You should have known better than let those rustlers have a free hand.
Why, what do you mean?
Folsom.
I've got a right to run my ranch any way I see fit.
That's where you're wrong. This ranch belongs to the girl who just walked out of here. And you're going to see that she gets it.
You can't prove nothing.
I don't have to. Because you're getting out.
You can't bluff me. The law will back me up.
Bellins, that son of yours is a sneaking cow thief, and you know it. You'd rather cut your right arm off than to go to the law. I'm going to give you a chance to get out of here peacefully. You better take it, because if you don't, I'll be coming back.
Come on, Jack.
Watch the rebel. Take the field. He's getting away. Get your horses. They're gone. Where's my horse?
Well, I thought you'd finished with them for a spell. I put them all back in the stable.
Well, I told you to stay in the cage.
Come on, come on.
Why, you mutton-headed fool.
Well, I was only trying to help out.
You're going by all right. Not a sign of him anywhere. We could have caught him, but he had too big a start on him. He seems to know the country better than we do.
I could have sworn he headed for town. There wasn't a yelp out of that pack till we rode by.
Wait a minute. I knew I'd seen him before. He's changed, but it's the same man.
What are you talking about?
That new hand. It's Ben Wade.
Wade?
Holly's father.
Well, what are you worried about? Wasn't he run out of here on a murder charge? We'll turn him over to the sheriff.
Oh, you stay out of it. I'll take care of it my own way.
Yes, sir?
Folsom in?
Yes.
Good afternoon, fellas. Something I can do for you?
Plenty.
I suppose you're here again about that son of yours.
That can wait. Ben Wade is back.
That doesn't mean anything to me.
Maybe it will when you know that he's paid his bill. Now, you've got to help me. He warned me to get off the ranch.
Don't come tear-squeezing around me. That's your play, not mine.
You're the one who killed his partner. I ain't going to sweat for you any longer.
You're the only one who could talk. And you're not going to.
Then we're playing this hand together.
All right, Bill. Now you go on back to the ranch, and I'll see that Pecos doesn't get to you. Hey, careful that door. You make my muffins fall.
Boys tell me Pecos pulled Wilson's head out of a noose this morning.
Yeah, so I heard.
Seen anything of that partner of yours around lately?
Last I knew, he was out looking after his traps.
Well, I seen him at supper.
Well, I'm a pop-eyed polecat.
Don't shoot.
We'll leave guns out of it this time.
I told you to go easy in your arm. What's the matter? Did your gun jam on you?
I guess the posse finally caught up with you. Look at it, Dad.
Pulse.
I'll square this, Dad.
Let him go. If there's any good in it, it'll come out now.
Thanks. He gunned me down from behind. Just like he got your partner. I guess I'm tougher than he seems.
This is one time I won't be missed.
Holcomb got him. Jack and the boys went after him.
We're clear now. But you fellas don't need to worry. I'll pay off.
We'll drive the cattle on over Gore Pass tonight.
Yeah.
Howdy.
What are you doing up here?
Things was getting a little too hot for me down at the ranch.
Boy, we're always stuck out here. Miss out on everything.
You know, Pecos, I was thinking, if I had one of them old-time muffin pans...
Yeah, that might do it.
Yeah.
I'd better get going. Boys may need help.
Wills, sheriff's coming.
They must be looking for you, Will.
We'll stall them. It'll still make it.
You're under arrest, Moore. You better not try a getaway. You're riding the wrong trail, Sheriff. Folsom's the man you want.
Yeah, that's a lie. What's he got to do with you?
He just finished Bellins and lit out for the hills.
That's straight, Willie.
Your old man cast in, but he named Folsom first. Some of our boys went after him, but he may need help.
Yeah, where do you think you're going?
I'm the only one who knows where his hideout is. I'll take you there.
All right, but remember, you're still under arrest.
Stop them horses.
No wonder they've been torn up in that kitchen so long.
They're cornered. Crush them.
What is this?
Well, the posse's coming.
I might have known it. Leave it to a sheriff to spoil a good party anytime.
Well, there's somebody I gotta see.
But look out now. Don't let old Nickel Plate see you. Try to learn you to run away and leave a sink full of dirty dishes.
Turn around, Paulson. Go ahead. Fill your hand. I wouldn't have a prayer. I've seen you throw a gun. I'm giving you first shot. That's more of a chance than you ever gave Bellums or my partner.
Sheriff's coming in. You hurt?
Oh, it's just a crease.
You must be getting slow on the draw.
Well, Sheriff, I guess you'll be wanting to take...
Red Johnson, one of the men I've been telling you about.
Looks like this was a man's fight even for you. Reckon I owe you a good deal on this roundup. Too bad you'll have to be riding on.
You know, for a sheriff, he seems downright human.
No, don't be too sure. He probably beats his old woman.
The sheriff will be looking for this. I'll see that he gets it. Might even say that it's a present from Folsom, son.
If you say, I'll raise your pay and let you do all the cooking.
Oh, no, ma'am. Thank you just the same.
All right. Are you sure?
Alright, welcome back to the flight deck. We're coming down through 2,500. Maintaining 250 knots, allow Kevin to get a little bit more space ahead of us. He is somewhere in the 12 to 15 mile range ahead, slightly lower. But we're going to hold 250 knots down just to make sure we're not crowding them as we come in. And at the moment we're the only two that seem to be in the area as we fly in. So we're heading down here. There's San Francisco Bay. We're basically going to come down and make a little bit of a left turn, cross over here. We might see the Golden Gate Bridge. We're going to cross over, head to Bay, then make a series of right turns around for the ILS. Kind of already plotted in, which you may have seen me doing as we were heading in. There's an hour and 27 minutes so far in flight, so we're about an hour and 45 minutes for the flight. So it's looking pretty good. So speed is holding pretty good at 250 knots. We're going to 11,000 feet, which is our first of our hard altitude targets, which we have to be at Cork and Bricks, and then we'll descend down further from there. And we can see the mountains here in from the coast. Some wonderful views out there as well. Do love the seats. Nice leather seats with the logo embossed on them. Very nice. We do have a bit of cloud in the area, but no fog, and it should be pretty good as we come in for our landing. 21 degrees currently in San Francisco. San Francisco area traffic skyways 5556 passing over Boglow at flight level 205, inbound for the ILS 28 left at San Francisco. Alright, so Kevin's down here around the channel, crossing over. Once on the ground, we're going to be heading for the gates at Terminal F, which is where we usually park when we come into San Francisco. So that'll be F13, F15, and around there. So Kevin's at Bodega. I know where he is. He's just turning now out over the water. He's about 19 miles out, so that's pretty good spacing, and we're holding 250 very well. We do have a speed restriction at Cork of 250, so we're just going to maintain 250 all the way down. See if we can see the bridge as well when we get a little bit lower. So if we quickly hop down and go to our flight plan, see Cork has that 11,000 foot restriction, and Bricks has that 11,000 foot restriction as well. We're going to go to local pressure again, and it is 2980. Let's get you flipped over. 2980. Speed is holding. We're going right out to the coastline here before we shoot back across. And we're going to put in our final altitude, which we should be able to work our way down to, that being 1,800 feet for the ILS intercept. In. There we go. There's the bridge. Seem to be a little bit below our path, so I'm going to go back to 11,000 feet just to make sure we hit it. Okay, don't come in too low. But there's the Golden Gate Bridge. There's the other bridge, the Oakland Bridge. I believe that's Alcatraz. And the airport is located down I think it's down there. It's very broken, very quiet. Can't quite hear me out. We're pointing right at the airport now. It's down there on that side of the bay. But we're going to come down and then cut across and around.
San Francisco, Unit 1106, climbing the offshore to follow 370 last call, San Francisco.
DX1, hello. Hello from the DFW, Dallas-Fort Worth area. Yes. There's the, again, there's the Golden Gate Bridge. The famous Golden Gate Bridge. Oh, cargo shipping out there. Cruise ship in the harbor as well. Goes over to Oakland Airport out there as well. I believe that is the... Well, that might be Oakland Airport right there, actually. No, it'll be over there. That might be the Alameda Naval Air Station there. There's 11,000 feet coming up, which we have to be at by Cork, which is good. We have a 250 speed restriction as well. We'll maintain that 250 knots. Come on. There we go. And we're going to maintain this all the way out to Bricks.
We're apparently 177 to the west of our cliff. We're on a 098 heading in front of us. The island 28 left after this.
So Kevin's about oh, we're not picking them up anymore actually, which is interesting. But there's the airport. We're going to be landing on the far runway, heading in across the bay, and then we're going to be taxiing down to our terminal, which is located right there. So we're holding 11,000 feet, holding 250 knots because I do not want to catch up to Kevin. We're too close as it is. Looks like we're getting some weather. And we got a United Airlines is climbing out of San Francisco, heading down to Santa Ana. See him, he's behind us now. There he is. Turning in behind us. So once we hit Bricks, we'll dial in that 1100 again and head down. We'll go into manage mode. And we'll get everything ready for our descent. Onto the final approach. Definitely got some cloud moving in. Did say there was a few cloud in the area, so that's not too bad. We are 4 miles from Bricks. We got a southwest. He's going into Oakland, Kevin, just so that you know. Alright, so there's Bricks. So we're going to dial down to 1800. We'll begin that descent. We're going to...
slightly to ensure separation from the
San Francisco traffic, Skywise 5556 overhead, Bricks, 11,000 feet, turning eastward for the intercept for the ILS, 28 left, San Francisco. And down we go. Sure why we're not descending, so let's get us heading down. Always have troubles coming into San Francisco, especially from this direction. Anyway, we're heading out to Archie where we're going to make our turns. That's that 7,000 foot restriction that was showing. We're going to now activate our approach phase. We should start slowing down to green speed.
549, we're turning inbound now for the ILS 28 left. We are currently overhead Archie.
Speed breaks out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the flight crew has turned on the fasten seatbelt sign. Please return to your seats
Let's go
and
back
fasten
to
your
manage
seatbelt.
speed and manage descent. So there's 10,000
We've begun our
feet.
final descent into San
Landing lights are on, turn off lights are on, taxi lights are on, seatbelt signs are on.
Please ensure tray tables are stowed and seats are in the full upright position.
Kevin's at
Please also
Archie,
store
so he's
any
15
carry-on
miles
items
out.
either in the seat back pocket or under the seat in front of you.
We're at 9,000 feet. Turn on the terrain radar. Alright, so approach course frequency, we can come in here, take a look. 109.55, 109.55 ISFO is correct. We'll turn on the landing systems now as well. ISFO is all good. Flaps we're not ready for yet. We're coming, oh, definitely got a lot more cloud over here. We're slowly coming down. Archie, we got to be at 7,000, and then it's a little bit more of a steeper descent from that point. There's Oakland, and there's that other aircraft heading into Oakland International. And that's the San Francisco side, but can't see anything in the clouds. Didn't see Kevin go by on the TCAS either, but he is ahead of us. He should be out turning in towards the ILS. 7 miles out from our turn point. $7,000 foot restriction. Kevin's off here somewhere. Not seeing him. Off our right side. 4.5 miles to go. Be nice if we could tell these waypoints that we definitely want to fly over. I don't know if we can. So don't turn before, you have to fly overhead. That would help with separation. Once we make this turn, we're going to go flaps 1. Start bringing our speed down. 7,000 feet coming up. There's Archie. Looks like we're going to fly over.
I'm going to copy, that's 3549. We're having some control issues here. We're going to break off on a heading of 210 and holding for a few minutes. We'll get figured out.
Alright, there's our turn. You don't extend flaps in the turn, so once we come around, well, you don't if you're not a fighter pilot, but We're going to come around, and once we kind of roll wings level again, we will extend our flaps. Got a 5,000 foot restriction coming up. San Francisco area traffic, Skyways 5556, overhead Archie turning inbound for the intercept ILS 28 left San Francisco. Going to be 5,000 at Ponky. So there's the bottom of the bay. We should roll straight. There we go. And flaps 1. Speed's coming back to S speed, which is 185 knots. Kevin has turned to the south. He said something about control issues. Not sure what's going on there. But we're going to come in, we're going to make a slight right, and that'll take us in for the ILS. Localizer is starting to come in. So we will arm our localizer. There we go. 23 miles out. And we're coming up for 5,000 feet. There's Kevin, just appeared on the TCAS. He's about 10 miles out. There he is, heading southwards. San Francisco area traffic, Skyways 5556 at Ponky, descending through 5,000 feet, established localizer 28 left, San Francisco. Alright, we're going to hold 185 knots as we descend down.
And San Francisco traffic, Delta 5549, we're going to clear pan. Unreliable thrust in the aircraft. We're going to be coming in visually with manual thrust. We're going to slot in behind the inbound skybase.
That's 6 pan-pans. That's pretty serious. It's usually only 3, but... No, I guess you say pan-pan 3 times. I don't know. But hopefully you'll be able to do all right. Looks like he was having autopilot issues. It should be a lot noisier out here, but technically this is a cabin view. You can see there's a mist forming down there, so it's a little bit interesting. So Kevin said he's going to come in behind us. Manually fly. Oh, there's the glide slope coming in, so we will arm approach mode. We're heading down to 1800 for the intercept. We're below the slope now, so at some point we'll just intercept. Everything is looking good. Yeah, a little bit of a haze out there today, as you can see, as we come up over the southern end of the bay here. There's a nice park we'll fly over as we come in, and we'll be landing on 28 left. There's
traffic to say 870 crossing runway 1 left line of function.
Not sure what airport he was at. Is he crossing one left at Foxtrot? Oh, he's at San Francisco. Okay.
Cathay 870 crossing runway 1 right by Foxtrot.
One left. One right. Oh, he must be heading down to 28 left. Alright, so looks like we're going to see another aircraft there as we come in. San Francisco area traffic, Skyways 5556 now established on the localizer 28 left, 10.5 miles out, San Francisco. So we'll maintain this speed down to 6 miles.
Have a great landing.
2,500.
That's what I always wish for. Sometimes it happens. So it looks like we're going to have an audience. Oh, I can see his lights. There he is. Right there. Not sure what the call sign was. I believe it was...
Traffic, Cathay 873, holding short runway 28 left on Foxtrot.
Cathay Pacific, heading to Hong Kong. There we go. Alright. We're through 8 miles. Spoilers are now armed. Next level of flaps and gear down. Very nice. Speed's coming back. 160 knots, flaps 3.
1,000.
There we go, 1 hour, 50-minute flight time. We're looking good. And flaps full. Gear down 3 green, flaps full, lights are on, cabin notified, landing memo, no blue. Slight wind out of the left.
500.
By slight, it's double digit. I have control.
Above. Minimum.
Landing. There's the Cathay Pacific.
100.
Definitely got a wind from the left.
50.
Ooh,
40.
hesitation.
30. 20. Retard. 5.
San Francisco traffic, Cathay 873 crossing runway 28 left, landing up runway 28 right by Charlie.
A little bit of a wind kick there.
And San Francisco traffic, Delta 3549 Pan. We're inbound on the on the visual for runway 28 left, 6 miles.
Alright, 80 knots. Reversers back. It's 50 knots. And we're going in at Delta.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to San Francisco. The local time is 2:51 p.m. and it's currently about 70 degrees Fahrenheit. You can now use your mobile devices. Please remain seated until the aircraft has come to a complete stop and the seatbelt sign is turned off.
San
Remember
Francisco
to
area
caution
traffic,
when
Skyways
opening overhead bins
5556,
and items
clear
being shifted during the
28
flight.
left at Delta.
Thank you for flying with us.
And 5556 taxiing to Foxtrot Gates Terminal 3 via Delta Bravo Kilo in the apron. Alright, can I get a Foxtrot gate? Let's see what it'll give me. Can I get Foxtrot 13, please? Yes, I can. Who do you want to give me? United Airlines? Sure.
Traffic Delta 36, 35, 47, or question 35, 49. Short final, runway 20.
Alright, let's turn off those lights, that lights, taxi that on. There goes Cathay. Have a good flight to Hong Kong.
Cheers, thank you.
And that's good. Weather radar will come off. Terrain radar will come off. He's got a long one ahead of him. And what aircraft is he flying? He is in a A350-900. Nice.
And Delta 3549, round to go around for my 35 left. The aircraft is becoming slightly uncontrollable. We're going to upgrade our steps to a Mayday.
Alright, Kevin's definitely having controller issues here. And we are going in here. I think this is 13. This is definitely F13. Alright. Taxi light off. Get our view. That's the one we want. And follow in our marshaller. A little bit of a hill. Gonna have to keep the power up. Slight upwards hill here. And there we are. Welcome to San Francisco, everybody. Let's get the parking brake on. Come down here now. We'll get our ground crew to hook up the chocks and the GPU. Alright, that is now connected. So, external power is on. We can shut down the engine's beacon light will come off. Ground equipment's being moved in. Pumps will come off. Flight director's landing systems are off on both sides. And we can have deboarding.
The boarding requested.
Well, of course that's going to go out, so let's get the jetway back out again.
No, I didn't want the stairs. 28 left, we're going to be entering a visual shortly. For my 28 left, that's not.
Alright, I didn't get a single word of that. I just know he's having issues. Commence deboarding, yes, deboard. And you get over there. There we go. Alright, everything is underway here. Kevin is going to give it another shot. And that's going to do it for this stream. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you tomorrow when we continue our tour of the U.S. state capitals. Take care, everybody. See you tomorrow.
Passengers, the boarding started.